Well, hello everyone and welcome to A Tarot with Jay. I thought we might look at my standing tarot and oracle collection. I've been really interested in running Anatomy of a Witch Oracle by Laura Tempest Zakroff with the Usi Pagan Otherworlds. It's got a great cardstock. Nice glossy cards, and the linen is beautiful on Pagan, and some of those images just run really nicely together. So those have been running great, and I'll be using these cards. I picked up a fairy tale tarot of the divine, and these are Ulta Linen, great guidebook. I really like these. I have not been using these cards. I like the fairy tales, but it seems a little scattered from my worldview right now. So I'm going to be boxing those for a little while. Sacred Mothers and Goddesses. Really good guidebook with that one. There's the backs. And these I found were really good for altar cards if I was specifically had someone in mind, but that's not really working with my purposes right now, and I'm going to be boxing these ones. The Golden Tarot by Cat Black. Excellent guidebook. So much information about art history in those golden edges, and I love these. These always read really well for me. I like them in readings. I like them by themselves as single cards. These always have a really wintry and fall vibe to me, so I will definitely be keeping those and using them in the coming season. Field Tarot. This has such a... Oh, I love this Hermit. It has a nice, quiet, calm horizon in these cards. I like the almost pip version to them, and the quartz have a lot to say. So I'll be keeping those, and I actually really do like the way they run with Bradley Valentine Fairy Oracle cards. The colors run really beautiful, and these have so much detail, and that has so much quiet, that the messages actually run in tandem really well for me. I love the colors, I love the messages, I love how the silence of one lets the other speak. So I actually really That's so pretty. Four of Winter with Six of Swords. So I love these together, and I'm really, that pairing has a really powerful voice for me right now. So I am using those cards actively. All right. This Radley Valentine Fairy Oracle, it's the only one I want from him. I don't need angels or unicorns or Doreen Valentine, Doreen Valente, or anything like that. That's fine all by myself. All right. Rackham Tarot. I adore this little tuck box. This one is so fascinating. It seems to have such a limited palette, but the more you look into it, the more color comes out. And I've done a lot of work on, this is my most heavily modified deck. So I went through and I wrote the titles on the bottoms, and then I wrote through again, and I wrote keywords up top. I find that sometimes the illustrations have a lot of detail on them, and I really do like to look at these as single cards. Not necessarily, like if I put a 3 out, it gets a little too detaily. It's hard for me to read them together, but if I have one card and I put it with something else to read, then that will work for me very well. Another deck that I've really been enjoying the same way is Paulina Faye Cassidy Joie de Vivre Tarot. And these will run together sometimes, not always. But the Pollyanna I really like. It's got really good messages. It is super supportive and really kind, I found. Very funny, very kind. Lots of detailing to look into these. Shuffle beautifully. This is one of my best shuffle decks. And I just bridge and float, and I just have a real nice hand and a real nice feel to them, and a little bit of deviancy as well. The Empress, she's an Empress, and she has the general attributes, and she also has skulls on her skirt like Holly. So there's a little wickedness to that, tongue-in-cheek, a little wickedness to the Joie de Vivre that I really like. Rider-Waite from 1967, Rider-Waite that I use, and my Rider Mini that I have in my bag, that I tossed in my handbag. So they're great. They're shuffle. This one stays up on the shelf because it's a historical deck. The first one I ever got. And this one stays in rotation, and that little one stays in my handbag. And I like the, I like the Rider-Waite as opposed to the Universal or any of the other standard. Reading it wise, I like a lot too, but that's my standard. Okay. I have Oracle of Mystic Moments and Tarot of Mystic Moments. Oracle of Mystic Moments I do not use that much. I am looking to see what I can pair with, but I will hold on to it because this is one of my absolute favorite decks ever. It's just, it makes me look into the cards to look to the meanings. The artwork is just exquisite. The feel of the cards are beautiful. I include absolutely every card. So I really like having a King of Wands and a masculine, and I like having a female King of Wands. Here's my King of Swords in the female form. I actually really like having extra court cards in this deck because the court cards really do teach me a lot. And she's sewing stars onto her skirt. That's fabulous. This Knight of Pentacles, the pentacle, the horse is made of leaves and greenery, and it shows me that weight, that detail. These are gorgeous. I adore them. This is absolutely one of my favorite decks. Which is why, I'm a little disappointed that the Oracle of Mystic Moments doesn't run exactly with it. I wanted that to happen, but it was just a little too confusing. I'm still working on this book, but these are very pretty. And Home in the Sky, I know what that means. All is connected. That makes sense to me. Weaving flowers, I can make my way through that. And the imagery is gorgeous, so... This is a very nice deck to go through. I found like a lullaby when you're falling asleep, just to flip those cards. Alrighty. Delaney Wolf's Serpent Fire. This is gorgeous and strange and wonderful and weird. And I just did a walkthrough wherein I was pairing this deck along with something else, and it was really giving me a lot of insight. Oh, the Elemental Oracle cards. Oh, let me grab those. Oh, I'll take a look at that. Yeah, so it's this empath activation cards. I'm going to say something mean. Get ready. The guidebook is just ridiculous. I do not like it at all. It's 1 out of 10, wherein only one of the lines in the paragraph of 10 lines will make sense to me. But the cards read beautifully together, and I just really like the way the colors interact, and some of the lines and some of the messages, and there's really a lot to meditate on. And this is the sort of thing where I definitely look at one card at a time. I'm not throwing Celtic Cross. I'm not throwing 6 cards down. I'm really taking these nice and slow, and they've been really lovely. So the Serpent Fire is very astrologically based, and I've had that one for a while, but really having these empath cards to pair with it and draw the meanings, draw the colors, and draw some of that symbology out has been truly helpful. So I've really been enjoying my time with the Serpent Fire now that the empath is also in the collection. We'll talk about This Might Hurt. These are amazing. This is a really good deck to come back to if you've taken a little break from tarot, I found. It has very clean messages, clear messages, great coloration for the suits. And a lot of these are messages that will go from card to card I find these are much better for bigger spreads and really letting you see the energy travel. So this might hurt. I have been using that, coming back into tarot again. It's not my first choice because it's a little painful, but then it does have some real sweet cards in here too. I really like Andrea Angracia's Pure Magic Oracle paired with Divine Doors Oracle. These just have some really great little cards, great little doorways, and some really pretty images. Let's see how these run together. Yeah, I love how these run together. The messages back each other, and the shapes back each other, and I can see the same kind of spin, the same kind of sneakiness, the same kind of shape and directionality to these cards. And I think it's really fun to run 2 oracles. I think it's really fun to run 2 oracles together sometimes. And this, the doors, it's just such a teeny little deck. But once again, it's something wonderful to dream yourself to sleep or wake up for coffee or do a little path working into that one. I really like that pairing a lot, and I find it's very helpful when I'm stuck or I don't really have a direction or know what I'm doing for a minute, want a little guidance. I find it's a real nice guidance pairing. Okay. Shadow Work deck is also a really nice guidance pairing if you're having not quite figuring out why you're in a funk. This will help a lot. Mary Szynski made this deck. It's an independent, very colorful, and it gives you a lot of action. Very, very journal prompt. Very, if you're, like I said, stuck and lost in your day, you need a little kick in the butt. I love this deck for that sort of work. The Handcrafter's Tarot. This is gorgeous. This is the Joanna Powell Colbert deck that I have. The physical product here is just gorgeous. The book has so much information. The cards themselves are heavy and linen and tactile, and there was so much work put into each one of these little cards to create it and think it and craft it and photo and then digitally manipulate and then print it. Each one is like a beautiful little mandala. It seems to me that each one of these cards is a lesson. This feels like a book of shadows, especially when paired with the guidebook. It encourages me to go out on my own, to go do the thing, to set up the tea party and participate. This is it's like a series. It's like a class. It's like a course. It seems to me. So that's a really cool one for this time of year. I feel I learn a lot from that deck. here's some more. We've got a few more oracles. Seed and sickle. No. Do I use it? No. Do I love it? Yes. Do I ever look at it? No. Am I going to hang on to it? Yes. Am I going to show you some cards? Maybe. Have you seen this one? Probably. But it's my only liminal 11. And the box goes on and on and on. The books go on and on and on. The cards go on and on and on. Oh God, that's citrus. It's gorgeous. I love the way that there are clues. It's almost like a pip deck, like Bluebell. Bluebell, it's a hyacinth. There are bluebells here. There are forests of them. The color in the back shows the tinge of the woods that are belled in the spring. And the book is there because bluebells were in the 1800s boiled down to make glue for bookbinding. So they're pippy and like the information is there. But why do I know that? Because I went into these little books and like read the little story in the little book and went through it and stuff and looked it up and memorized that one. But I don't know enough about this deck. Much like the Herb Crafters, there's a lot of information in here for me that I have not made my way through. Once again, this deck seems like a grimoire, a book of shadows, a spell book in and of itself. There's just so much there. But I really like it, and I do want to study it, and I do want to learn it and have it in my library. It's almost like a little box of ingredients. This deck, however, Fantasy Cat Oracle. This is a Lo Scarabeo, and I want to tell you who, because I recently found who this is by. Not finding it. Okay. And I'm not going to be able to find it because I only have the box, the 22 cards, and no book. I've bought this deck twice. I've lost the other deck. I lost the book. And 22 cards, and they're not all cards. Some of them are horizontal, some of them are cards, some of them are sepia, and some of them are times of the year. So, I liked this deck a lot when my kid was a younger kid, and we would pull, a card in the morning when we were waiting for the bus. But I've grown out of this deck, and especially without a guidebook, I am shelving this one. What are these terms I'm using? Shelving, boxing, working with. So shelving, I'm just not using these cards right now. This one might be actually leaving the collection. Things that I am boxing for right now are going to go in a closed box, and I'm not getting rid of them, but I'm not going to have them out on display for right now. I'm just trying to get a little bit of a better handle on my collection. This is the Grand Terry Bellini. This is an original deck. My copy is, I believe, from 1968. These are exquisite and pip and beautiful. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. These I take out and look at like on holidays and special days when it's tarot day. A couple of times a year. I do not ruffle them. I don't. I look at them very respectfully and then put them back. Here's the Magician. Oh, recompense is the world. And I think this is very interesting. Force instead of strength. God, it's gorgeous. A scepter. Yeah, so they're beautiful, and it's I'm so lucky to have them. And they're gold gilt. I have the box with the ribbon. It's velvet lined. I've got my deck, and I have the book in French. Quel dommage, because I can't read it. Alrighty. Let's put that right back over here. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about Rune Deck. I really like this Rune Deck. It's Rune cards. Runes of the Northern Light. They're shiny and glittery. They've got some great meanings to them.